His Excellency Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Igusti Agung Saka Pujen, University Professor Dr. Regine Altaya Kaufmann, families of students of the University of Vienna, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the Indonesian Embassy in Vienna and today's program of Gamelan music performance by the students of the Institute of Musicology of the University of Vienna. We will begin by the opening statements from the Indonesian Ambassador and the University Professor, followed by musical performances and some closings. We shall end the night by a photo session and a small buffet of Indonesian culinary world. And now, a welcoming speech by the Indonesian Ambassador. Excellency, you may please proceed to the podium.
Good afternoon, good evening, good to everybody. When I see you all like this, I thought that I live in Java, it's not in Vienna. I hope it's not too hot for you with all this very tight costume, but for the ladies, I believe it is very convenient for wearing this kind of costume, even during this very hot summer season. Dear Professor Regine Altaya Kaufmann, families of students of the Music Institute of Musicology and from the Gamelan class, distinguished guests, meine Damen und Herren, good evening. It gives me a great pleasure to see all of you here in the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia. We gather tonight for a closing ceremony of our Gamelan class. You know, of course, the history of Gamelan, as Mr. Suryanto probably told you. What does mean Gamelan? Recently from Gamelan means hold. You are holding something when you playing this kind of instruments. Without holding, you cannot play. This is not a kind of touching, but it's all holding, and then you hammering something to this kind of instrument. That's actually the meaning of gamelan from gamelan, holding. As we all know, University of Wien has been in close collaboration with the Indonesian Embassy in Wien to make such a class possible. And music being a universal language is the best means to promote any culture, for it speaks directly to the heart and to the heart of each one of you. Not surprisingly, through the rhythmic music of gamelan, an Indonesian culture is honored, heralded, and appreciated. The class of gamelan encapsulates this very wish whilst keeping true to preserving tradition. This is no wonder why a long time ago French musician, musical, his name is Debussy. He fell in love with Gamelan Java. That's why many of his musics actually inspired a lot by Debussy. That time, if you listen very carefully, there is a kind of color of Gamelan Java in part of Debussy's musics. And also, what I learned, even Canadian musician was inspired a lot with Balinese music. I think this is the melons, the mix between Western musics and Indonesian music, especially from Java and Bali. Is something, not something new. It has been started from a long time ago with Debussy and Canadian musician even started in early 1930s. And what is more endearing is also the fact that the collaboration on the class of Gamelan has been held for several times, for several years now actually. It is indeed heartening to note the positive response from the Austrian, especially from the students of University Wien, fully and actively participating until the end of the program. My tribute and proud, of course, to all of you for making this cooperation such a success, a unique opportunity in itself to further foster the existing ties of friendship between Indonesia and Austria. My further wishes for this wonderful collaboration never to cease in future, and I hope also this will keep blossoming. To students and those who share in the passion of Gamelan music, please keep up with the good work through continuous practices, although the program has ended. If you have the opportunity to come to Indonesia, to Java in particular, you will find the heavens of enjoying the purifying your soul with the Gamelan Java. Last but not least, I would also like to take this occasion to comment and convey our deep appreciation to Professor Argyle Kaufman for the accorded support in keeping this endeavor alive. And of course, my special acknowledgement and heartfelt thanks also go to the Venerable Mr. Suryanto and Mr. Tajan, the Guru. He is also my Guru in Gamelan Java, for their tireless efforts in consistently teaching and motivating the class participants. Without them, I'm sure the success will not be readily reaped. Suddenly, after seeing all of you with this costume and sitting before the gamelan, my hands really itchy, you know. I want to join you sometime, hopefully. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening with our gamelan class servers.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Following suit, I'd like to invite Professor Dr. Regine Algair-Kaufmann to give her opening speech.
His Excellency, sehr geehrter Herr Botschafter, Ilustre Agung Visakapuja, thank you very much for your welcome note, and thank you very much for inviting us to see your country. This reminds me that I want to take the opportunity here to congratulate you. I heard that you were promoted and you will be General Director of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. This makes me feel a little bit sad, I have to say, because the consequence will be that this evening will be a kind of farewell for us. But anyhow, I would like to thank you very much for all the support you gave us in the during the last 2 years, and hopefully we will be able to continue what we have started with your support. So hopefully there will be support from the following ambassador too. So this is what we would be very happy about. I'm glad that this year, again, a final concert of the participants of the Gamelan course was organized by the teachers of this course, namely Mr. Suryanto, Mr. Dajan, and Mrs. Vitravati. Again, our students will present an ambitious and varied program. I'm also glad that one of my meanwhile favorite compositions, Manjasevu, will be played tonight. It tells about the many weavers who came to a wedding feast. It is a piece which, as the program tells us, is over 1,000 years old. For us, the musicologists who grew up with European art music, it's hard to believe that music can be handed down for several hundred years without any notation, without being written down. But there are other things apart from the long history and tradition of Javanese gamelan which are exciting for us. It uses particular instruments. These instruments have a very particular tuning system called slento and pelok. And it is surprising for us that the conductor is the drummer, or the drummer is the conductor. And also it is particular that there are fixed rules how to interact between the instruments, so that starting from a nuclear melody, the instruments can play their parts. So there are many, many aspects in Javanese gamelan music which are different from our music, but nevertheless fascinating. So thanks to the hospitality of the Indonesian Embassy in Vienna, that we were able to offer students of musicology at the University of Vienna an important experience. The experience to getting to know another musical culture. We are convinced that this experience for students of musicology is very important. Music cannot only be learned from books. Instead, we must also experience it physically and with all our senses. So I would like to wish us all a nice evening, and I look very much forward to the program which follows. Thank you very much.
Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you. First, kenal Frau Yuka Sato aus Japan. Bendera Panabung Frau Felicitas Peng.
Bravo!
Sarung Temung Herr Rafael Wagner. Sarung Tarung Herr Martin Spivak. Sarung Rijik Frau Lia Hugh. Sarung penerus Frau Antonia Manhatsberger. Kenong Ketuk Kembyang Frau Sophie Wielander. Kembul Sugu Angkong Herr Alex Krieger aus USA. Gunang Barung Herr Fabian Strahlhofer. Gunang penerus Herr Paul Ulrich. Kambang Frau Stefanie Grunmeier. Celempung Frau Yuan Gao aus China. In der Barung Herr Matei Kaidos. Penerus Herr Albert Rahner. Suling Frau Johanna Falkensteiner. Die Sängerin Frau Widyawati Sudino. Kirong Herr David Reger. Kirong Herr Alexander Hüller. And the leader, Mr. Maestro Tajan Amyadya. I have to introduce you the first man who made the organization possible at a difficult situation. At the beginning is Professor Dr. Eric Lehner von Technische Universität. May I introduce myself to you?
Yes.
I am just an humble servant for the diligent and clever student. Thank you very much.
Well, as I am requested to give an evaluation, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a maestro. I'm also as humble as the servant. But actually, in tradition of Gamelan Jawa, even the servant is more important, very important, because he or she brings the magic actually to make the gamelan performance is enjoyable and has soul and spirit. Because in tradition, in Japanese tradition, normally the servant who actually take care of the gamelan spiritual offerings or something like this. So the servant is playing very important. I know Pak Suryanto for 200 years now, not 200 years, 20 years now. He is always humble, as in the past and even now. But first of all, I just would like to congratulate all students for your performance. I just want to say bravo. With the 5 pieces of the gamelan, is really wonderful. I didn't see that much big blunder, big mistakes. You played such a wonderful music. As I'm also the gamelan player, my favorite instrument is the gamba and also the sarong penerus. This is my 2 favorites that I play quite well actually, but with the instruction of the humble servant, Mr. Suryanto. That's why I know a little bit this music, this instrument, this gamelan. I couldn't believe my ear first when I see your performance and I listen to your performance very carefully, because within how many months now? 3 months? Only 3 months you mastering all instruments. Although we still have with guidance from Mr. Tajan, but still, I was amazed by your superb play. I couldn't imagine if I, as a player gamelan, you asked me to learn violins in 3 months or piano in 3 months. I couldn't believe myself I can perform such a wonderful performance like you have done for tonight. My special notes actually especially goes to the 2 Bonang players. 2 of you really play very superb. You feel the lacunae of each of you, and it's really gives a harmony in the play. And also I see the gamelan also, you play very quite dynamic instrument, although I know Gamelan Jawa is very peaceful gamelan, but you play such a dynamic instrument. And of course the sarong penerus and everybody play such a wonderful, superb performance tonight. As many of my colleagues, I've been playing this gamelan for 10 years now. Many of my colleagues, before I had a gamelan groups also when I was in Geneva. We perform many times in many places, and also there are many students and groups, members of the group from France, and many of them actually recognize this kind of gamelan Jawa is actually as instrument who can recuperate you and give a kind of treatment, medical treatment, because some of our colleagues who played gamelan before, many suffering headache, backbone headaches, but when they play gamelan, enjoy our group, and their headaches disappear. And I believe this kind of instrument also, it's not only for Gemütlichkeit, not only for enjoying yourself, enjoying the people, but also give you kind of treatment for your body, for some kind of illness. That's what I believe. But overall, you make our day tonight such a wonderful night, and I would like to congratulate you on this occasion. Once again, bravo, and of course, bravo to Mr. Tajan and Mr. Suryanto, and also all the people in the back there. I know they are the seniors of you, but still they can perform such a wonderful performance tonight. So congratulations once again. I believe you pass. You actually made me so proud of Austria, of this land, of my country also, because you give such a colorful effort in bridging the culture. Austria, of course, the USA also, I know. US and Indonesia and Java in particular. So please keep up. Keep practicing, because without practicing you will forget soon. That I believe in any opportunities, if you go to Indonesia, to Java, of course you will have more opportunity. We have the government of Indonesia offering a scholarship for those who would like to study in Indonesia, for gamelan, for culture, for 1 year scholarship. So there is an opportunity for all of you to, if you want to continue study the gamelan or the dances, you are welcome. So my colleague, Mr. Jati and Ms. Miranda will help you in this respect. But certainly this embassy is always open for you whenever you want to come. If you want to exercise, if you want to play the gamelan anytime you want to come, please do so. Our embassy always widely open for all of you. Once again, thank you very much for your efforts, so wonderful efforts, and I am certainly so proud of all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. Finally, a word of thanks from Professor Kaufman.
Honestly, Mr. Ambassador, I have to confess that I'm not the person to decide upon whether they have passed or not. I mean, if I would have to decide, of course, I would say yes, they have passed, because I enjoyed it very much. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Suryanto that you introduced the students to us, and particularly to myself, because they were so nicely dressed tonight that I could not recognize them. So now I at least have an idea who is who and who was playing what. Particularly I was very much impressed how enthusiastically you played the Manjaseru, the composition I like very much. And while listening to you, I thought, oh, I would like to marry again, just to listen to this wonderful composition. I would like to say just a few words on, and picking up something Mr. Ambassador mentioned right now. This has to do with what we call sustainability, Nachhaltigkeit. We here in the university, we are evaluated also concerning how sustainable, how nachhaltig is what we do if we initiate such a class, a Gamelan, a class in Javanese Gamelan. We are asked whether our students, what it brings for the future and what they make out of it. And every year when I listen to the performance in the end of the class, I'm sure that you all want to continue. And you want to get more skilled and more experienced. And then I'm a little bit disappointed that when the next course, the next class starts, then there are a few, but they are not all of you, who want to continue and or practice more or exercise more. So I think that we as university teachers, we have to accept that in a way we do not know what our students make out of it. But we know that some of you always had a stronger interest in learning more and continuing, and we have a few of you among us who once started with a class like this and then got more and more interested and wanted to learn more and more about. And we also have a good experience concerning the scholarship you mentioned right now. I remember at least that two of our students who also had started with the Gamelan class, then in the following year became interested and applied for the scholarship. And I would very much like to thank the embassy for having given, in all of the cases, support to the application. Because, of course, there are many applicants every year, but we, I think there was no case where we have not been successful. So thank you very much for this support. This is, of course, is something very important. So hopefully, I hope that those who are interested become more and more, and by the time we have a kind of community of students interested in playing Javanese Gamelan and becoming interested in other aspects of Indonesian culture as well. So thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you very much for all of you who helped us to realize what was done in this semester. And apart from the teachers, Mr. Solianto, Mr. Tajan, Mrs. Vidyarati, I would also like to thank all those who have been acting behind the curtains, and there are many, and we always felt us welcome and well received here in the Indonesian Embassy. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. We come to the second part of the musical performance, which this time will be brought to you by Gamelan Mesti Budoyo. I'd like to invite all participants of the Gamelan Mesti Budoyo to take the permissions. Thank you so much for a wonderful performance by Gamelan Ngasti Budoyo. We now come to the photo session, followed by dinner. And I'd like to invite all guests and participants who would be interested to take group photos. And then you may proceed to the next room where a buffet dinner is served. Thank you all. Enjoy the evening.
I have lots of pictures of that. What, Alex? Just Alex, I think that's very fitting. This is the way I want to see you go. That last dog, that was my undergrad right there.